GF cheated once on holiday, will she do it again? We've, both 20, been dating for 1.5 years now, had our ups and downs, broke up once because she was unhappy with our differences, but we patched back soon after. She went on holiday with her 2 girlfriends 2 weeks back, and turns out she spent her virgin clubbing experience and made out with 4 different guys over 6 consecutive drunk nights. When she came back, I knew that something was amiss and asked her what was bothering her, but she said, nothing. I so happened to chance upon a text with one of her guy friends in which she confessed to him about what she'd done on holiday. I decided to subtly try to get a confession out of her, but she did not confess to cheating until I had finally confronted her about it. Even then, she could not tell me the whole truth and only admitted to kissing 2 guys and that she was just high on alcohol and could not think straight. Truth, she was quite drunk most of the nights, even blacked out once. I loved her so much, and I even told her that I think I can accept it and I do not mind giving her another chance. She told me that things will not be the same and proceeded to ask for a break. I was devastated initially, both with the cheating and breakup, but over the following few days I could think clearer and decided to pick myself up and live my life as I should. That was until she broke down and contacted me, saying how sorry she was and if she could have one more chance. I thought she was sincere, and it was also too soon for me to have gotten completely over her. Eventually, I decided to give us another chance, believing that I could accept the fact that she cheated. We had a long, honest talk about what we both want and expect, and things have been good so far. Actually, things have been better than it had ever been. I know she's really trying her best to make up for letting me down, and I've been trying to change the little things I do that annoy her too. However, every time I want to put my whole heart into loving her like I used to, I can't seem to be able to completely get past the cheating. I know it hasn't been long enough, and it takes time to trust her completely again. Thing is, she's going back again later this year for 2 weeks with one of her friends that she met on holiday, and I'm not too certain that she will not cheat again. I know I gave her a chance to make things right, and so far, she has been trying her best. But somehow, I find it extremely hard to put my complete trust in her. I might be just protecting myself from the hurt. I don't know. Advice? Update, just an update I guess I owe to you guys out there who gave me sincere and really awesome advice. So firstly, here's a big thank you. So we broke up officially today, and I have no intent of revisiting this relationship, at least not in the foreseeable future. Went down to her place to officially bring everything to a proper conclusion. I actually went with my mind made up not to pursue this relationship any longer, not because I could not find it in me to let go and move on from what had happened, but from her lack of willingness to earn back my trust. Over the past week or so I have began to look at things from a new perspective, one with me being more aware of my own interests. I have come to realize that after what had happened, a betrayal of my trust, I deserve a little more effort on her part to well earn or help me to trust her once again. However, her decision to return back to the same holiday destination, where all that has had happened, kinda showed me how much, or in this case, little, she regretted and is willing to make it up. She left on a 4-day spa retreat with her mom and returned on Sunday. Before her retreat, she initiated a talk about us, asking if I was pretending to be happy, as she could tell that something was bothering me. Was I pretending? Maybe, to an extent. I could be truly happy and love her during our recent dates, but at the end of every day the realization sets in and I find myself taking a step back, reluctant to put my whole heart again. So I told her everything that was on my mind, and requested that she would consider if she wanted me more than she wants her single life, because I was not too convinced about that. Today she told me that she hated me for ruining her retreat, especially one that she had been looking forward to relax and unwind, by telling her just before she left. I followed by telling her to put herself in my shoes, that she was not the only one hurting and feeling so anguished. She went on to tell me that I am too overprotective and was suffocating her, and that she was hurting about our communication problem. I did not see a point in arguing back, since I did not have the intent of salvaging this relationship, though eventually we settled that maybe she just couldn't accept me for me. I'm gonna wrap up my ranting here. We have broken up and I am actually doing much better than expected. I feel that I am able to see more clearly now, and that even though this relationship, that probably wasn't built to last right from the start, didn't work out, I have learned more about life, and more importantly so, more about myself. Once again, I would like to thank you awesome folks who had given me your sincere advice. Edit, NC after breakup with GF, now her grandpa just passed away. Should I break NC? Hi guys. I've posted here before about the situation leading to our breakup. We, both 20, were together for 1.5 years, and have broken up for about a month now, had NC since then. The first 2 to 3 weeks were the hardest, but I've been keeping myself occupied and it's been helping. I just found out from a friend that she had tweeted, I unfollowed her, about her grandfather's passing today. She seems quite affected, but the girl I know may keep up a strong front and she may not approach anyone for comfort or a listening ear. My friend suggested that I should drop her a text, but I'm not so sure about that. Now, I have no intention of patching things up and getting back together, but I can't deny that I still care very much about her. I'm not sure if she still wants anything to do with me, or if my intrusion back into her life at this point may actually make things better for her. So guys, what should I do? Story 2. Trying to figure out if girlfriend is still cheating. I'm a male 30 years old, girlfriend is 28. We've been living together for 3 years. The first year we mutually agreed we weren't exclusive, however as things developed we both agreed we would start taking each other seriously and not see other people. I get her a job at my workplace 2 months into this agreement and she starts flirting with a coworker, like near the vicinity of me. I start to get suspicious. One night she says she wants to out with this man and some of friends from work. I told her she was certain she had mentioned she has a boyfriend and tried to reiterate our agreement before she left. I kissed her and set a boundary that I will be included in this friendship if it is indeed just a friendship and will be invited along next time. Long story short, she attempted to hook up with him in the parking lot, got rejected and then called me and gaslighted me about the situation. She accused me of being too jealous and said nothing happened between them. Well, 2 years later I see this guy at my workplace and ask him if he ever hooked up with her and he tells me she tried to but he didn't because he was in a long-term relationship and felt bad. She tried the same thing with another co-worker 3 months later, however I called her out and brought up all the bad feelings from the past before it evolved into anything. I should mention a few things here. One is that over the last year we have been happy. We have sex 2 to 4 times a week, calls me 3 times a day, makes me dinner, we laugh a lot and she incorporates herself in all my hobbies. We have hung out every day over this 2-year period. I caught her lying about where she was 3 or 4 times in this span and she stated she was lying because I would get angry and accusatory whenever she would go somewhere and she didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Twice she showed me picture that proved she wasn't up to nefarious SHT. That truth is even though she told me she didn't hook up with that guy I could see her at work flirting with him. My body knew the whole time, which is why I've been on her these last couple years. 2 days ago I was on top of world but I have serious abandonment issues from childhood so I had to ask this guy. Now I'm asking neckbeards on Reddit for relationship advice and please, 50% of people cheat at some point in their lives, we're all monkeys with shoes anyway. I need objective based advice from mature people who have been in long-term relationships. I'm just trying to figure out if this girl is going to keep cheating but I'm afraid I only got a G.E.D. and I'm outmatched by this woman's Jedi mental gymnastic abilities. I don't care that she tried to hook up with someone 2 months into us dating and 5 months into us dating. She's kind of a yes, but I'm from a trailer park and us poor people BF king more so as society starts to exponentially crumble. I just don't want to be lied to and cheated on. I don't care if she didn't take me seriously in the beginning. With all this said, the gist is I caught her lying about where she was a month ago. She apologized and tried to assure me she wasn't cheating but just wanted some time alone without repercussions. She has her own place which she never spends the night. I mean to say in 2 years she's spent every night with me but 2. She knows I would have left her long ago so she goes to great lengths to spend every waking moment with me. Even when I try telling her I need my personal time as well she gets afraid I'll just leave her so she never leaves, except for this one day that she lied about where she came home reeking of nervous sweat. A month ago. It reminded me of the old days, which is why I asked this cat at work if he ever hooked up with her. But then again I have abandonment issues so who the FCK knows. But help me Reddit, please help me. Am I just an a-hole? Story 3. She really thought she could cheat on me and get me to raise his child. I don't really have a lot of people in my life right now, but I hope that you all can enjoy this small victory with me. My ex and I were together for 4 years. I was actually out shopping for an engagement ring the day I found out she'd been cheating on me. Turns out she'd been with the guy for 6 months and he had just found out about me around the time I found out about him. He gave her an ultimatum and she chose him. I was devastated, but there is no way I can be with a cheater, so I spent the next month and change taking extra shifts and increasing my gym time to try and get my mind off of her. Blocked her and her family as they are awful people anyway. Things were quiet until I got a text from an unknown number. It's my ex saying she is pregnant and that I'm the father. I don't believe her, but better safe than sorry. For my potential child's sake I offer to get a paternity test done. She refuses, stating that he and I were the only men she'd been with for years and he had already tested negative so it had to be mine. I keep insisting that we get the test done and after a lot of back and forth and she says she will schedule one and that we should meet up beforehand and then head to the clinic to get the test done. I agree because she finally accepted getting the test done. So we meet up at a coffee shop near the clinic. I am expecting a talk about what the next steps are if I end up being the father. Instead, she tries to turn the conversation into a talk about the good old days when we were together and a bunch of nostalgic stories. I keep trying to steer the conversation back to the child and the test, but she keeps going back to relationship talk about how she misses what we had. I'm freaking out about the potential child I have to take care of, so I don't realize what she is doing at the time trying to get me to take her back. It comes time for us to go to the clinic and she starts asking me if I have plans for the day and if I want to go get a bite and hang out at her place for a bit. I respond that my only plans for the day are to get her to the clinic so we can get our paternity test done and figure out what to do after that. I just want to get this SHT over with. Not take a walk down memory lane, you know? Well, then she excuses herself to go to the bathroom and comes back a few minutes later saying that the clinic called and had to reschedule. I asked her if she was lying and she said no, that they had called while she was in the bathroom. So I started to dial the clinic and she freaked out and admitted she had never actually made the appointment. It is at this moment that all doubt about the paternity of the child vanished. I pressed her for the truth and she finally broke down and told me. New boyfriend was confirmed to be the father from a paternity test. Once he found out, he ghosted her and she has been unable to locate him. Freaking out, she told her mother, who told her the best course of action would be to talk to me about being the baby's father, as I'm an upstanding man who will do what is right and raise this child. Said by the woman who once told me she'd rather die than invite me into their family. So anyway, after getting the truth, or at least some of it, out of her, I got up and left without another word. Got home and have been on the receiving end of hundreds of messages from my ex, her family, and her friends, all making new accounts to message me to beg me to take her back, calling me an a-hole for abandoning her, and one guy who just keeps sending me DCK pics, which I find absolutely hilarious. Thank you to anyone who made it through my rambling and retelling of these events. Honestly, walking away from her and finally realizing I'm better off without her has been such a freeing feeling, and I hope I can hold on to that feeling for a while because I needed this.